Hey guys, what's going on? It's Steph here. Hope you've been well. I know I have. Now, the video you're about to watch is actually two hunts combined into one. I didn't have very long the first time to hunt, nor did I the second time. The second time, I did have a little bit more time, but with permissions, you certainly don't want to be rude and you want to get out of there probably within like 3 to 5 hours. Anything outside of that can be perceived as rude unless you're in a cornfield or something like that. If you're in someone's yard, you should probably call it quits in a few hours. Just my 2 cents. Now with that said, the first hunt was a few weeks ago and the second hunt was actually just a few days ago, but I thought I would combine them for the purpose of this video to make it a little bit more cohesive. And even though this is kind of a poor segue into it, I wanted to mention, for those of you who don't know, I actually started a Stef Digs Facebook page. The purpose of the page is to make things a little bit easier for me logistically. I really like posting my finds on Instagram as soon as I find them because I like the filters and all that kind of fun stuff, and it's just easier to post it to Instagram and then immediately post it to my page. Much easier than making a separate Facebook post. And not only that, if you want to see the stuff as I pull it from the ground, that's a great page to follow. So go ahead, search for Stef Digs and give me a like and a follow. Lastly, before we hop in, as a reminder, I am now a proud affiliate of KELLYCO metal detectors, so if you need any metal detecting gear at all, don't go anywhere else, shoot me an email at stefdigs@gmail.com and I'll be able to give you a good deal on just about anything. All right, let's hop in. Okay, so I'm at a new permission right now. 1734. Per usual, I'm not going to show the house, but I got a very solid 19 signal, about 8 inches down. Plucked it out of the hole, and it's just as a 19 should be. We have a little Indian. Let's see what we have for a date here. Looks like 1895 or 65. Always hard to see this through the viewfinder. Let me see. 18 something. I'll put a date up on the screen, but that's encouraging. I've only been here about 10 minutes, so. Great. Back with you on the next. So I think I failed to mention, unfortunately I only have a couple of hours to swing here because the homeowners are in the process of selling this home and they have somebody coming to look at it in about an hour and a half. But, okay, that was the plug for my Indian. And I came over here. By the way, I'm running in two-tone today. My good buddy Drew Waholic has recommended that in the past. I think I'm going to go with Mr. Minelab's advice here because I am very happy. I see a barber quarter. I see a barber quarter. I see it. Oh, yeah. 1913. Oh, that is a sight for sore eyes. All right, let me spray this off and I'll get right back to you. It looks beautiful. Look at that beauty. We don't have full liberty on the headband, but that's quite all right with me. This is only my second barber quarter ever. It's tough to find them, evidently, or at least it is for me. And my first one was totally wiped. This is in great shape. And we actually have a mint down here, a D. So 1913 Denver mint. That is awesome. So I'm really liking this two-tone program, if you will, with the Equinox. I think that's going to be what I do from now on. Anywho, I got a 19 signal about 8 inches down. And right at the very bottom, oops, we have a nice little powdery white musket ball. Looks like that was dropped, not fired. I think anyway. Is that the sprue there? Looks like it. No, maybe. Well, I don't think it was fired, but I think it was at least chewed on by an animal. This yard is awesome. So, all right, let me keep going. All right, on to the next. I got a deep, like 21 to 22 signal, and no hunt is complete without one of these. Of course. We have a horse tack buckle, but it rang up really well and really tight, really sharp. So it's really interesting to me that the property owners have told me this place has been hunted before, and it sounds like it was pretty recently. And since like every other detectorist has an Equinox, I'm surprised some of this stuff was missed because I haven't been out here for very long at all. Well, we did get some rain yesterday though, so that always helps. I'm running out of things to say. I am absolutely murdering it in this yard. I got a 26 signal and it wasn't very deep. And I know it just looks white on the camera, but it's because it's another silver. Let me get in the light here. I'm trying to find some light. I'm under a shady tree. It's a BARBER dime, 1911. Okay, I'm gonna spray that off, come right back. This yard is unbelievable. I can't believe this has been hunted before. I have been on virgin properties that are not this good. I literally have walked basically from that rock, and that's kind of where my spill was. It's where the musket ball was, debuckle, and dime. I mean, I'm just walking across the property and tripping over this stuff. It's amazing. All right, let me spray that off real quick. All right, I hopped out of the shades. Hopefully you can see it better. So we have a 1911, and I'm not seeing a mint mark, so Philadelphia. But, oh my God, I've only got an hour left here. But I've only been here for about a half an hour. 2 silvers, an Indian, a musket ball, debuckle. Yeah, I'm out of words. This place is amazing. I hope they let me come back. Okay, so here's something pretty cool. A relic, yay. This appears to be parts of some kind of lock mechanism. Based on the patina, it looked fairly old. Don't really know. I know it looks like it's iron, but it's just stuck under, I think. More on that later. But it rang up at 2021, and it wasn't very deep, so I do think it's actually brass. That's pretty cool. All right, let's keep going. We're going to play a little game called Do You See It? Yes, I steal that from Aqua Chicker probably way too often. But surface find right under a big tree. Beautiful piece of porcelain. Look at that. I mean, right... Well, I can't really get away with this without showing you the house, but like right here, this huge tree. There's a nice big boulder up that way. Really kind of aching to get over there. And I'm enjoying playing in the shade, but... Yeah, wow. I wish I had all day to play here. Alas. Alright, on to the next. Well, I got a 16 to 17 signal way down in there. And I kept pinpointing for it and was hearing stuff, but it was just iron. This was my target. It's got a really pointy end right there. And it seems to be solid. I don't think it's purposely bent, but I don't know. I've seen some old copper culture, like Native American artifacts that look just like this, but I doubt it. I think I've worn out my luck for the day. But hey, that's pretty cool. Okay, so apologies that this one looks weird. I had closed the hole, reopened it, closed it, reopened it. I couldn't find it, even though it was ringing up pretty shallow. It was like a 13, 14, 15 signal, and it looks like a coin. So I have to imagine it's some kind of nickel. And is that how we are ending this property? Yep. Junkola. That's just a modern one. Whoopsies. Okay, that concludes the first hunt. Fast forward to just a few days ago, and guess what? More silver. Okay, well, nothing too crazy, but here's the first decent target of the day. It's busted up, but this is a lipstick tube. And I know that because, oh, let me see if I can manipulate this in my hand. I know that brand name. So this is like 1920s-ish, somewhere in there. Not much of a keeper because it's falling apart, but hey, you know what? Good target. That was a solid 19 on the Equinox, about 8 inches down. Okay, so I think I found my first really desirable target today. It was a 12 to 13 on the Equinox, and I was running 5 tones and I switched back to 2 tones, which I did a few weeks ago at this same site because it's littered with iron and it just helps the signals really pop a little bit better. So that 12 to 13 signal, something teeny and round, which I'd have to assume is a button. Oh, I'm not in focus. There we go. Is there anything on it? I do not think so. And we do have a shank. Let me brush that off real quick, though. It looks like there might be something on there, but I can't really tell. Well, there's nothing on the front. It's just you know, caked on dirt, but you gotta love when that happens. There's still thread through the shank. And this is a Colonial button, and this house is almost 300 years old. So it's pretty remarkable that survived. I only have a few buttons like that, so very, very cool. All right, back with you on the next. Now, I don't know what the deal was here, but it took me forever to pinpoint this. I think I know exactly what it is, but in any case, a bunch of nails came out of this hole. I really don't think I would have found this if I wasn't running in two-tone. So again, I'm going to keep stressing that. If you're in an iron infested site, give it a shot. Just look at that. Do you see it? I see some silver. Rang up 27.28, so it's going to be a dime, I would think. Barber dime. That's the second one from this site. Do we have a mint? That'd be really cool if we did. We do not. That's okay. You know what? We gotta spray this off now. We gotta spray this off. I haven't been spraying my coins on camera, and I miss doing that, so we're gonna do it now. Oh, actually, it's gonna get sticky. You know what? I think I'll come right back. Oh, you have to excuse the noise in the background. There's nothing I can do about it. The property owners are in the middle of moving and have a moving truck here. So, in any case, beautiful 1907 Barber dime. Really nice reverse on that one. And you know, I'm surprised it rang up a 27.28 because normally old Barbers ring up around a 25.26 for me. So that was a pleasant surprise. You know, when I was editing this video and I went back through the footage, I realized I didn't really mention that the dime that I found in the second hunt was really, really, really close. I mean, right on top of where I dug the Barber quarter and the Indian head cent. So I have to assume it's part of that same spill. With that said, I did notice a lot of mole tracks right around there. So I'm thinking a little friendly mole helped me out and moved that dime just a little bit so that I was able to hear it. And I barely heard it. It was a very thin signal. This is why I am stressing a two-tone program on the Equinox if you're in heavy iron. Now, as the day wore on, as I was mentioning in the beginning of the video, I didn't want to overstay my welcome. I usually try to keep my permission hunts to maybe 3 or 5 hours. So I did what I always do, went up to the property owners, showed them everything I found, chatted with them for a little bit, and given that they're moving, I wished them well in sunny Florida. And this is when something pretty awesome happened. The husband actually invited me back and said, you know what, do you want to give it one more try? We're going to be here until late October. And I said, yeah, absolutely. In fact, can I bring backup? Can I bring Nicola to come with me? Because this place is huge. You don't really realize it, but when you're on a 4-acre property, that's a lot of ground to cover, especially with only 2 hunts. To do that properly would probably take about a dozen hunts. So Nick and I will definitely be going back there, and I really can't wait to see what else this place has to offer. And if you want to stay up to date on my future metal detecting adventures, don't hesitate, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you enjoyed this video. Okay, on to the wrap up. Okay, well that's a nice healthy board and spread of finds there. Let's go over what I didn't film real quick. Just some non-ferrous stuff that I think is garbage. This I actually found out, someone else posted one of these in the ID Me group on Facebook, and it turned out to be a clothesline tensioner or something, so that is absolutely junk. Some other non-ferrous stuff. I think this might be the insert to the top of a mason jar, but I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't look exactly like that, but, you know, basically junk. This little doohickey, little hinge, rivets. This, I think, was a screw-on bottle top of some kind. Not entirely sure here. Oh, and this was the makeup compact, the lipstick, and I can't find the top for it. I don't know what the heck happened to it, which means I threw it out with my junk. Whoopsies, I didn't mean to do that. Even though that probably would have ended up in the junk pile anyway because it's in horrible condition. Tiny little piece of pewter, and moving on into what I did film. This is what I believe is part of a lock mechanism. Just the guts look like that to me. Clearly I haven't done anything in the way of cleaning this, but yeah, pretty cool piece. It rang up nice anyway. This mystery item, don't really know. I've been told it was either part of a frog gigger. You can tell it's still dirty. I haven't really been getting to clean my finds. Part of a frog gig mechanism or something to do with crocheting or a loom. I still really don't know, so I'd appreciate any help you can give me. Just some incidental porcelain finds in the holes. We have our button that still has thread through it, which is really cool because that's at least 250 years old. Nice little colonial sleeve button there. Our surface fine porcelain. I always keep my shards, and these ones, you know, I put in a more prominent spot. I think the back is blank. Yep. Oh, there goes Oscar. He's barking. Awesome. Just what I need when I'm trying to film. Let's see. Horse tack buckle, musket ball, little buckshot. I don't think I filmed the buckshot. In fact, I'm almost certain I didn't. And this little nickel, which almost put me at, what do we have? 3 silvers on the property. Almost put me at 4 silvers on the property so far. I am going to go back one more time before they move. 42 to 45 would have been a silver war nickel. I believe those are 35% silver. And you guys could do the research on what that means because I'm going to run out of light pretty soon. I'm doing this late at night here. Well, kind of. And of course, we've got our coinage, which has been really, really awesome. So these 3, I believe, were all part of the same spill. So the first part of the video, you saw me dig the 1898 Indian, followed by the Barber quarter. And then later on, at the other side of the permission, or not that far away actually, is 1911 Barber dime. And I've put this in a flip just because it's easier for me to pick it up and manipulate it to show you. That's pretty cool. You can't really tell, and it's not really picking it up on the camera, but it's like a bone white color. And I don't think I have any other silvers like that, so that's pretty cool. Let's see here. And this I found on the second outing there, which was really close to these. I think it was part of the spill, and for whatever reason I didn't pick it up the first time. So that's a beautiful 1907 Barber dime. Love it. Our 1898 Indian. Nice little greenie. It came out in decent shape. Obverse is a little bit nicer than the reverse. And definitely find of the property so far has got to be my Barber quarter. It's only my second one ever, and my first one was just so worn, it must have been like somebody's pocket piece for at least 50 years. I swear. I mean, there's no other explanation. That's how worn it was. I could almost not even make out the mint mark on my first one, which was a 1916 D. It was so worn you couldn't even see the D practically. You had to kind of look at it through a loop. So really, really stoked to have that. And yeah, this has been a very good permission. Looking forward to going back one last time. So that concludes this week's episode. And as always, get out there, save what you can, do what you love. We'll see you next week.